It's 8 p.m. and after a long day of work, you finally get to sit down on the couch to watch your favorite reality TV show. Suddenly, then you feel your phone vibrate and you look and you see that you have a text message from your boss saying, "Call me ASAP." Notice that your heart is racing and you start to feel kind of sweaty. This moment could be an indication that you have fallen outside of your window of tolerance. You are overwhelmed and you're going to need some strategies to help regulate your nervous system and get you back in. And in this video, I will be sharing 5 strategies with you. I'm Dr. Mary Kate Ruhan. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and drama therapist, and I help sensitive people go from feeling overwhelmed to empowered. Just a quick reminder, this video is for educational purposes only. So if you're thinking, what is the window of tolerance? I would encourage you to actually watch the previous video where you can get an answer to that question, because I provide an explanation in pretty significant depth. If you are aware of what the window of tolerance is, then we're in the part where I'm going to be teaching you what to do to expand your window of tolerance or to help you navigate more stress over time. The first and foremost, you want to know yourself. And by know yourself, I mean be aware of what goes on in your physical body, in your mind, in your heart, when you are finding yourself at the edge of the window or outside of the window. So knowing, oh, for me, I start thinking it's too much, I can't handle this. Or, oh, for me, I start feeling a rapid heartbeat and a clenched sensation in my stomach. Each of us have specific physiological signs that are going to indicate to us that we are under too much stress in that moment. And the more quickly we're able to identify them, the easier it is to take action to start to regulate our nervous system. Another strategy that you can use is mindfulness. Now, mindfulness is a term with many different definitions. I use the definition created by Dialectical Behavior Therapy, DBT, which essentially says that mindfulness is observing our experience without judgment. We want to start observing what is happening on the inside. So what kind of thoughts am I having? What kind of feelings am I experiencing? What kind of urges do I have? What kind of images have come up in my mind? What kind of memories am I having? As well as observing what's happening on the outside. What can I see around me? What can I touch around me? What can I smell around me? Can I taste something around me? What can I hear around me? There's specific strategies that we can use that are mindfulness techniques that can help us come into the present moment. So one specific strategy to practice mindfulness is the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. And essentially with this technique, we're going to take a pause and then notice 5 things that we can see around us. Name them. So, oh, I see my camera, I see a light, I see my coffee mug, I see my computer, and I see my notes. So after you've named the 5 things that you can see, you're going to name 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you could potentially taste. I don't want you going around tasting a bunch of non-food items, but essentially the idea is that we are bringing awareness to our external environment, because oftentimes when we are outside of our window of tolerance and we're overwhelmed, we're in this space of rumination, we're thinking about the past, or we're worrying about the future. And so the 5-4-3-2-1 technique brings us into the present moment. Another technique that we can use to help regulate our nervous system and get back into our window of tolerance is the TIP skill from Dialectical Behavior Therapy. And the TIP skill is used when we are feeling really dysregulated, like we're in a crisis, and we need to do something to calm ourselves down quickly. TIP stands for a couple of different strategies. T, temperature; I, intense exercise; P, progressive muscle relaxation or paired breathing. And So for temperature, if we change the temperature of our body, it's actually going to help to calm us down. Specifically, if we take a cold shower, jump into a cold pool, splash cold waste, splash cold water on our face, or take a bag of frozen cold berries and put them on our forehead. We're going to change the temperature of our body. That's going to help us regulate and start to come back into our window. I stands for intense exercise. So this means getting our body moving, getting our heart rate pumping so that we can then activate our parasympathetic nervous system and get our body to calm down with those exhales. Progressive muscle relaxation is an exercise that you can do where you tense certain parts of your body, like first your fists, then your shoulders, then your face, and you squeeze those parts of your body really quickly and then you release them. And that actually helps to regulate your nervous system. And then finally, paired breathing, which is when you're going to be deliberate about when you are inhaling and when you are exhaling in order to help calm your nervous system. So, for example, you might breathe in for 4, out for 7. I encourage you to try that one. And remember that you always want to be exhaling for longer than you are inhaling in order for this exercise to be effective. A final strategy that you can use to help get back into your window of tolerance is any sort of sensory stimulation. Find things that you can feel and hold and lay against. Maybe that's a fuzzy blanket or a bean bag or some clay. We want to actually help to regulate our nervous system by bringing pleasant things that we can touch into our environment. So those are some strategies for you. For more details specifically on that tip skill that I talked about, feel free to check out this video to learn about the DBT skill tip. Thank you so much.